My name is Peter Drutz. I'm the president of Comfort Keepers Canada, and we were fortunate to be the first master franchise when Comfort Keepers decided to expand internationally outside of the United States. We were the first people to open Comfort Keepers in a new market. It was in Canada, and we are now the largest senior home care franchise company in Canada. Let me tell you a little bit about what Comfort Keepers franchise is all about. We find that families come to us at some point of crisis. Adult children will call us to say, you know, mom and dad are having trouble. We don't think they're managing too well at home and they need some help. And the first reaction is, maybe we should think of putting them in a retirement home or a long-term care facility. And the real answer is, they may do fine at home if they could have a trained Comfort Keeper come in and take care of them and let them age at home with dignity. So really, Comfort Keepers is all about enriching families' lives, giving security and peace of mind to their extended family to know that, you know what, mom and dad are doing fine. They're managing on their own in their home with a Comfort Keeper. Let me comment a little bit on the growth of the senior care market because, you know, it's just phenomenal. Everyone knows that the aging population is a well-known fact. Home care itself as an industry is growing by about 20% every year. But a really interesting statistic is that by the year 2020, there are going to be more Canadians over the age of 65 than there will be under 18. And that speaks tremendously for the opportunity in senior care. When I look at an ideal candidate for a Comfort Keepers franchise, one of the first things that comes to mind is passion. They have to have passion for quality, the quality of staff that they hire, the way they interact with clients, and why they just want to get it right every time they're dealing with a service situation. The other thing we look for is really strong interpersonal skills. They've got to be able to hire fabulous staff, they've got to be able to deal with service issues, and they've got to be great people managers and leaders. They have to be hardworking. That's very important in our business. And I think they also have to have a desire to give back to the community, because even though Comfort Keepers is a business, we're doing great things to help people in the community, and they have to have that passion to want to do that. The way we train our new franchisees is a series of events. First of all, we have a very comprehensive 7-day training program in Toronto, and that includes not only some classroom training, but it includes some on-the-road training to deal with things like selling and marketing. We also have an ongoing business coach that's available to our franchisees to help with support and with regular business reviews. And we have a whole number of tools that are really aimed to make our franchisees feel that they're part of a broader community. We have a fabulous intranet for our franchisees. We do regular best practices calls and mastermind calls. We have conferences, and those are all opportunities to let our franchisees know that they've got places to turn for support and for business advice. In deciding to choose Comfort Keepers, I think one of the first things that would come to mind for someone is, first of all, we are now the largest home care franchisor in Canada. But we're really offering a unique blend to our franchisees. They are investing in a global system. Comfort Keepers' parent company in the US has been around for 12 years now. But in Canada, we have a Canadian management team. Our franchisees in Canada are trained in Canada, and they're supported in Canada. So they're getting the best of both worlds. They feel part of a Canadian business, but they also have that global brand that's behind them. And it was really enhanced recently when Sodexo, who are the 5th largest employer in the world, bought the Comfort Keepers brand, and that speaks to how important a role we're taking in senior care on a global basis. People are asking, what does a franchisor do to help local offices build their business? Well, the first thing we do is we give them a whole number of sales and marketing tools to make them feel confident to go out into their market to talk about Comfort Keepers and explain the role we can play. The next thing we do is a number of national focused activities that are based in driving business into their local market. And those are really through national relationships. So let me give you an example. One would be, we recently have aligned ourselves with CNIB, the Canadian National Institute for the Blind. And we were the only home care company that CNIB chose to help train a number of our Comfort Keepers, of our caregivers, on the issues that face people with visual impairment. So we now have Comfort Keepers in a number of markets that are trained to be visual impairment specialists, and they can work with aging seniors who are having visual impairment problems. Another example would be the work that we do with Sodexo, where a number of their clients that are in senior care industry they're able to make introductions for us to those clients who also see the advantage of hiring Comfort Keepers. So let me comment a bit about how Comfort Keepers service itself is different than a lot of the other players who are providing these service. The number one thing we focus on is interactive care. And what interactive care means is it's a very specific way we train our Comfort Keepers, our caregivers, to deal with their clients. We have two choices. We can send people in who basically do things for our clients, get tasks done, but we don't believe that's enough. We train them on interactive care, which means understanding what activities the clients are able to be involved with themselves. So what interactive care means, instead of doing something for the client, it means doing something with the client. Let me give you an example. A simple thing like us helping a client do their laundry. In many cases, it might be the Comfort Keeper would be in the laundry room doing laundry and leave Mrs. Smith sitting watching TV in her living room. What we would do instead is we would say, we want that Comfort Keeper to sit beside Mrs. Smith in her living room. Maybe she's physically able to help fold laundry. Maybe she can talk about some of her life experiences, but they're engaging at the same time. So what interactive care is all about is it's getting our clients physically, emotionally, socially, cognitively involved in their daily care. And a great body of research shows that that actually helps them maintain better lives and live longer at home. Another area in which Comfort Keepers really differentiates ourselves is our focus on a number of programs that relate to operations excellence. And some of them are very basic, but they're so important in kind of the service that we offer, where families are trusting us to be there for them. A simple example would be, we have a requirement that all of our Comfort Keepers offices around the country answer their phones live 24/7. That means we don't care if you need help because your dad's being discharged from the hospital at Sunday morning at 11 o'clock or in the middle of a business day. You should be able to reach someone at Comfort Keepers to be able to take care of them. Another aspect would be how we expect the interaction to be when we first come to meet you and your family. So for example, Comfort Keepers will send in a client care coordinator to meet with you to understand not only what care and tasks does mom need done, how can we do them with her, and more importantly, what's the kind of person that's really going to make her happy coming into her home on a regular basis. So we spend a lot of time making sure that that Comfort Keeper is really a great fit with the client so that they bond, they form companionship, and they really look forward to those visits. Let me talk a bit about how technology affects Comfort Keepers. Some of it's behind the scenes to a lot of our clients. We use state-of-the-art scheduling software that helps us make sure that we're matching up the right Comfort Keeper with the client. And that not only deals with the practical aspects of are they going to get there on time and know their shifts, but it's also going to have to do with making sure they've got very detailed plans of care so they know exactly what that client needs. Another example that's in the homes of the clients is we offer products called Safety Choice. And what these are basically technology that allows an individual who's alone on their own to have a security line, a helpline in case something goes wrong. And those products are answered live 24/7 by a monitoring station. They can connect to a family member or to Comfort Keepers, and we really call it the extension of the Comfort Keeper. So for the time when we're not there, there's some technology in the home to let the family know that mom and dad are being taken care of. It even goes so far as to include something like a medication reminder, where we can actually help, through technology, manage the medication, because we know that one of the biggest things that causes seniors to get admitted to the emergency department are preventable things like medication management. The easiest way to learn more about Comfort Keepers franchise is, first of all, to go to our website, www.franchise.comfortkeepers.ca. And on there is a fair amount of information about Comfort Keepers, and we have a very carefully described process about how we go about awarding franchisees. And the reason I say that is it's a two-way process. We want to make sure that people who are looking at Comfort Keepers understand our business and what it involves to run a senior care company, but we also want to make sure that they're the quality of people we want to be part of Comfort Keepers as we grow this fabulous brand around Canada.